Welcome, GMAN Div 4A. Um, we're back again for another recap. This time we did not miss a week, luckily. But this time I am not joined by Hamrasep, he was somewhat busy. I am instead here with Aldar.
Good day, people, and yeah, the coach of Smart Moles here for recapping the division and making us all look bad.
Yes, perfect. So yeah, it'll be nice to have some input from someone who's actually playing the division, and we'll just, quickly look over last week's results. First up, we have Negrite Night Stalkers. This is the Dark Elves versus the Horror All Stars. Oh, this was a an admin win. So
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
sure
well, that was
that's
easy.
yeah. Isn't this just great? I mean, recaps are so easy, right?
Yeah,
Admin win. No problem. Let's go on to Heavy Hitters version 2.0 versus Essing Howlers. That's a 1-1
and
draw.
Dwarf versus Orcs.
The classic AV9 standoff, isn't it?
Yeah, well, still quite a few armor breaks for a game with two AV9s.
Quite correct, actually. And looks like the dwarves got broken a little more than the orcs, unless I'm misreading these statistics.
Yes, Orcs broke armor 12 times. The Orcs did 2 passes. That's quite
Oh, there we
impressive,
go.
actually.
No, that's nice. In terms of dice rolls, nothing instantly catching my eye here. A lot of GFIs from the dwarves there. There was a wizard in play, so I'm sure that helped somewhat.
Yeah, and Lightning Bolt.
This is the orcs' lightning bolt, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, it is. So I'm sure that had an impact because, well, it worked. Surprising amount of those dwarf dodges too, 75%.
Yeah,
For
well, actually, one of those that's standing out to me is the Dauntless. Failed twice.
even crazier is that the dwarves intercepted a pass.
Yeah, it's good.
So he tried to intercept twice, which means the orcs threw over him twice, and he actually intercepted one of them.
Yeah,
I sort of want to watch the replay now because this sounds crazy. What is?
and also, what is up with that amount of going for it by the dwarves?
Yeah, that is sort of insane. Um, like looking at these statistics, I would think they played against elves.
Yes,
An intercept and like 20 going for it. I I don't understand. This is interesting to say the least. Oh, speaking of a lot of roles, 8 pro roles, of which only 3 worked. Um, which is
and
somewhat unfortunate.
two more fun notes for the Orcs: 15 going for it and 18 dodges.
What? What? 18 dodges. What is this?
I need to, I need to watch this game.
Yeah, I really want to watch this game at this point. This is really odd. This is actually an elf versus dwarf matchup. Anyways, 1-1, which is sort of weird result if you think about it, because the dwarves intercepted and there was a lightning bolt, so you'd think someone would come out ahead, but I guess not. So yeah, interesting. You guys will have to tell us what happened there, maybe in PMs. I'm curious. And next up is your game, your smart models
Well,
versus
Smart Models versus Masamundi's Heirs.
yes. Tell us all
Dwarf
about it.
versus Lizards. Well, it was a fun game, and he's a damn good player. He's got a really well. His team is going to be really decent. He's got some good level ups on his players. He was unlucky with his MVP this game.
Yeah, I see that.
I've the last few games I've made some terrible mistakes. Not to say anything about my opponents; they played good, but I made some positional mistakes and should have changed that. We both had quite a few armor breaks, and yes, he broke a lot of AV9 also. Though I did kill one of his.
Oh, he did.
Yeah,
Oof.
I did.
Oh yeah, I see that.
A skink though.
All right, so it's not that bad. Did
No, it's not
Helmet
that
even
bad.
work, or was he? Did he roll a 1 on his first chainsaw and kill himself?
No, he actually did some work, and he actually also removed a bit of players and had a bit of luck, and then he got expelled in the end. Uh, he was I tried to hit him a couple times, and actually didn't get him down that much.
Oof.
So yeah, it was rough game and some stupid things for me. And well, in the end, it all went well. I got a good MVP and leveled up my bull once more.
Yep. We'll take a look at that later. I do see that you failed 2 catches. Did you try some vanity passes or?
No, I failed. I have one vanity pass and one pass.
Oof. So yeah,
So
rough catches there. A couple of going for it, but you know that's sort of normal with the bulls there.
yeah. Well,
Um,
and my problem, can you see, at the wake up after KO?
like oh Jesus, yeah. Well, 40% I have seen worse, but if it's
Yeah,
the bad 40% that stay out, you know that's an issue there.
yeah. Well, my Dauntless was good, but besides that, yeah, it was decent.
Yeah,
Okay.
basically average stats there, for except for you know a couple
Yeah,
failed catches and yeah. Mazamundi's airs some pretty bad armor there. Your armor was good. You'll have that. Your armor was pretty decent.
yeah. But check his bonehead. That's insane.
Oh no. Yeah. That's sort of unfortunate. Um, you know, big guys, the second they stop boneheading is when they become one of the best players on someone's team. Especially someone like
Yeah,
Nurgle with tentacles, but also you know lizards who really like. I mean, their big guy is so important for them because you really need all the
very. And
strength you can get because you don't want to be like punching skinks and stuff.
his dodges were somewhat ouch.
Yeah, only 50% dodge there, which is not great, but hmm,
Again, he had to dodge skinks out of tackle, so that's a
yeah,
bit rough.
yeah, that is rough indeed.
And also, his wake up after KO was
His wake up
also
after K.
horrible.
Yeah, basically, you know, same wake up after KO for both of you. Yeah, looks like an interesting game. Only a draw, but looks like there was plenty of failed stuff there. Then another draw. Could you believe it? Hogwarts Exiled versus 4 Stunt Dwarf Technique. Underworld.
The week of draws. Yeah. Underworld versus Dark Elves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And I played against Hogwarts Exiles. Damn good coach. I also drew versus him. We had a 2-2.
Wow, that is quite interesting. Good at drawing apparently. With 20 armor breaks on the Dark Elf side.
Yeah.
That is.
Hogwarts Exile has his bench, and he is going for it good, and he's using it well.
Mm,
And
uh,
also, if you notice, they had 35 and 60 and 36 blocks each.
yeah, I mean AV7 really doing a hurting on these Underworld. Yep, 35 each basically. Although the removal game was incredibly tilted towards the Dark Elf favor, right?
Yeah,
It's
and that comes down to how many KOs did he get back?
yeah. I mean, let's take a look at the wake up after KOs. 66% is above average, but it's not fantastic. Whilst the four stun dwarf technique, they failed their 1 KO.
Yeah. So lightning bolt got one. Jump up didn't fail.
Huh.
Going for it, even though a few didn't fail. Decent amount of dodge. Didn't look bad.
Yeah. I mean, this Dark Elf team dodged what
Oh,
less than the orcs,
yeah.
didn't they?
But here's the fun part. Impact of the bomb.
1 in 4. Which is what even is that statistic? Does it mean that one player got knocked down or one player failed to get knocked down?
I think one player got knocked down, if I'm remembering correct, because cyanide's dice locks are horrendous.
Yeah. Let's say it's one that gets knocked down. That's pretty bad. 1 out of 5 is not great when it's a 50-50 to knock someone down with the bomb.
Nope.
In terms of Hogwarts Exiles dice, 3 passes all worked. It's nice. And all in all, pretty average, extremely average. Really stupid rolls.
Well, you say 3 passes, and he only had 1 catch.
Ah, there's the problem then. Well, that doesn't make sense. Well, pass is probably the bomb, isn't it? So.
Well, he's statistically in front. He also have 1 pass.
Yeah. Yep. So 2 bombs and 1 pass.
Something
Right.
like that, yeah.
Yeah. Interesting that it was a tie there. I mean, Hogwarts Exiles, they're up there on the leaderboard, so.
Yeah, don't underestimate that Underworld coach. He's playing damn well.
Yeah. Tooth and Coats losing 0-3 versus the Eldritch Ambrosia Runners. Underworld taking some names here.
Yeah, and winning versus what else?
I mean, it's tough. I mean, winning in general is relatively tough with Underworld. So this is impressive all in all.
Well, I think one of the reasons is at least 1 interception.
They intercepted, did they?
And ooh, that loner lineman MVP. Ouch.
Yeah, that was not great. Yeah, looks like the Eldritch Ambrosia Runner managed to get the intercept off. That's probably. I mean, that's awful, isn't it? As elves, when you try to do the passing plays and you get intercepted.
Yeah, well, still the elves got 4 passes. They must have done some vanity passing.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. Trying to get some development going after the team got smashed in the last couple games.
Yeah.
Understandable. I mean, they both got basically the same amount of blocks, except that the Wood Elves got a bunch more KOs. In terms of KO rolls, they were awful for the Wood Elves. 1 out of 4 coming back is really bad.
That's horrible.
Yep.
And 50-50 on the take route also
Oh no.
says a lot.
Yeah, it really does. So that tree was basically non-existent.
Check those pass and catch success and failures. That's rough.
Yeah, that's basically Agi 3 catches and passes there.
Yeah.
Eldritch Ambrosia Runners, they got some decent, really stupid rolls, some pretty good KO rolls. Well, they only made 3 GFIs, so that doesn't matter, but their dodges were pretty bad.
Wake up after KO is decent.
Yep. Only 3 dodges from Underworld is pretty interesting, actually, because you usually dodge out those goblins.
Yeah.
So yeah, looks like.
And I see lightning bolt on each side. Somebody has a Wizard Stadium.
Ah, yes, that must be it. Pity the Wood Elves couldn't take advantage of it as much as the Underworld probably did.
Well, it all depends, because if the Underworld has a big hand goblin, they can take just as much advantage of a wizard as a Wood Elf can almost.
That's true.
Except they can't run as fast.
That is absolutely true. Maybe that's where the 1 intercept came from. He wizarded the ball, leapt in, get the pickup, and you basically have to pass over opposing players to get the ball safe.
Yeah, might be.
So yeah.
A decent win for the Underworld.
Undoubtedly. I mean, 3-0 versus what else? That's a huge result, basically.
Yeah.
Breakneck Rampage versus Assy Rats. Assy Rats bringing that 3-1. Showing that they are a menace, as I'm sure everyone predicted at the start of the season with those crazy gutter runners.
Assy Rats and the coach Missa, he is a really good coach, and well, everybody's been hunting his rats. He started out the whole team with every rat named as an ASCII rat with the same name.
Oh yeah?
That's why it's now forbidden to have the same name for every player. It's hard to see, and also when you have to do different admin stuff. So now he is getting fewer and fewer. Every time one dies, he has to buy a new one and find a new name for it.
Right.
So that's why he's always saying when one dies, well, only 4 left now.
Oh, right. I saw that in the Discord. So that's what's going on there. That's interesting. MVP, pretty great for the Necro. I forgot their name for a second. Whilst it was
Breakneck Rampage. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, fun thing to see here by the results page is that almost equal in armor breaks.
It's true. whilst in terms of block, Breakneck had a lot more.
Yeah.
Assy
Oh,
Rats had 18 blocks and 11 armor breaks, which is pretty crazy.
that's insane. That's quite insane, actually.
It is. I mean, they do have killer-ish piece, unless I'm crazy. Like Mighty Blow piling on the works, which I'm sure did some work, but still.
All we can say is that, well, he had 25% ball possession, ASCII Rats, and he wins 3-1.
That's the rat life, I guess. Score quick at all times.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean the Necro armor was 55%, whilst it was 55% for the rats too. You know you're in trouble when you have the same armor as rats.
Yeah. And if you go into the dice rolls and you see, well, Wake Up as a KO for the Necro, 0-3.
Yep.
Regeneration, 0-2.
0-2. Oh no. Oh no. It wasn't great for the rats either, but it was, I mean, it was pretty average all things considered. So yeah, that looked really rough. You hate to get outbashed by rats.
Yeah.
Lightning bolt coming down from the rats. Pretty sure. So I'm sure that also didn't help the Necro there.
Yeah, he's got a leaping gutter, right? So picking
Yeah,
up that ball is gonna be easy.
exactly. Looked like he did do the leap. I mean, this team is so insane. All in all,
Yeah.
Dauntless didn't do great work, but pretty good dice. Made all the going forth, although he did roll a bunch of points, mostly on his own armor, I'm guessing. Right.
The last game, only Foals and Hobgoblins versus Not for the Cat.
Another Skaven
Chorf
win.
versus Skaven.
With pretty bad MVPs, all things considering, on both sides once again.
Yeah, and damn those armor breaks.
Yeah, that's a lot of armor break versus those rats. Getting him 9 removals, although mostly KOs. We'll have to see how those KO rolls look. Exactly average for this game. So that's alright. Pretty bad armor. Well, actually, both teams had equal armor. Once again. Which is pretty unfortunate for these Chorfs.
Yeah. Also, check the Chorf pickup.
Pity.
27%. That's rough.
Oh no. Against rats too. 27% pickup versus rats. Like, there's no more surefire way to lose a game, is there?
Nope. Not at all. You're basically down there.
Yeah.
And if you just look at the rats, catch, pass, pick up, the different things, they just everything 100%. They didn't do that many passes and pickups, but everything just in that order just worked for them.
What I'm thinking happened is only one pass and the catch probably worked, but that means there's 3 catches which weren't thrown by a pass, so that scatters, right? So he basically caught a bunch of scatters.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunate game. Methinks for the Chorfs, obviously.
They look like they have a rough season.
Yep. Undoubtedly. As we take a look at their development and pray they don't have even more of a rough season. Yeah. Let's take a look at the Assy Rats. Pending level is, of course.
Well, he also played this week. He has a pending level on an MNG.
Right. That is an MNG, right?
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, you probably wouldn't keep a dirty player with any other level. I mean, we're guessing that that's a normal, and on a normal, I guess you get like wrestle, right? Maybe kick.
Yeah, I'll probably go kick. Because wrestle is for a line mouse, and you're not going to put a DP on the line. You're going to have him kick, and then you're going to say, well, he's kicked, now you can use him as a DP. It's basically the same thing you're doing in a Chorf team. on a hobgoblin.
Yeah, I can agree with that. If it's a double, do not take Sneaky Git because it's bad. It's
Sneaky
just
Git is
bad.
always bad.
It's just bad. Like, it's especially bad when you get it on a double, but it's just bad. Don't get Sneaky Git. Yeah. He does only have 3 line rats, so he might have to put him on the line. But then again, he has 160k in the bank. So
He's got 160k, low TV. He's most games gonna get inducements and could just get line rats if you want.
yep. I mean, he might not even want to use that money, right, to get his TV down. Could just roll with loners.
Yeah, that's the rat life.
Yep, basically. So yeah, no levels there. Well, except he just played a game, right? So
Yeah.
well, let's not look at those levels. We'll keep that for next week instead. Well, I don't think he rolled any levels. Wait, let me double check really quickly. Yeah, he did get a level. Sorry, on the gutter runner with sure hands. He got sidestep. Good choice.
85, leap, block, sure hand, sidestep.
It's 30, isn't it?
I have to kill it.
Yes. And his kick lineman died. Lord Voldemort.
Yeah. So there might be also even as he kick even more now.
Yep. I'd like it. I think we both would. Looking crazy as always.
But no, I have to say, Missa, you should really get Sneaky Git on the double. It's really good. Take it. I'm facing him soon, so.
I get that. Yeah, Sneaky Git is great for TV efficiency and it'll help you out in the game. Anyways, as we move on to Eldritch Ambrosio's Clique's team, let us take a look at what his development has in store for us, as I struggle with REBBL.net, as I always do. Right, we see an armor value bust on a normal goblin. I doubt we care about that very much.
And also, as I talked about with the things and everything, with the wizard he played against the wood elves, he has the block big hand goblin.
Yep. So I'm sure that really helped him.
And with 2 heads, he's gonna dodge in on the 2+ and just pick up the ball.
On a 3+. So yeah, that's pretty crazy actually. In terms of other development, none.
Well, this team is looking real good.
It is. It really is.
Actually,
especially for
the
another
troll is insane. I would personally maybe have. Well, I like to stand firm. I would personally maybe have gone guard.
Can see
but
that.
It's good. Both are bad. Good.
Yep. Quickly moving over to 4-stun dwarf technique. The Dark Elf team. Let us take a look. He drew against Hogwarts Exiles, and he got 1 level on Steve Wallace. That's the guard tackle lineman. He gets dodge, which is, I mean, that's pretty huge. Makes it so that he's harder to knock down, which is of course very important with a guard player.
And he's edgy 3, so he's not gonna touch out that much.
Yeah, I mean with dodge it's not horrible. It's basically like dodging out with a goblin. But you don't really want to be dodging because 1 in 9s happen. 1 in 9s absolutely happen. And then there's the MNG on Joe Montana. So I'm thinking
the runner.
His next opponent will be very glad about that.
Exactly.
Yes.
Well, decent team.
Yes.
Need a bit more development on the blitzers, but else decent.
I agree with that. Pretty good, you know. He can build upon this. Get him.
Oh, of course.
Yes.
But at the moment, this team is basically all about the witch.
It's all about the 1 witch, and then there's 2 good blitzers and 1 like pretty decent lineman. I say decent because he's agi busted, which is horrible, but not that bad that you have to sack him because guard is so good on Dark Elves, right?
Guard is so good on elves. Period.
Yes, I have a dark lineman with blodge in my own team. He's a god basically. quickly moving over to Masamundi's errors. These are the guys you played. You
Yeah.
you said there were some interesting levels in store for us. Well, he only got a
No.
niggle on Ganar.
Yeah.
And his
Oops.
skink died.
Yeah, Skink died. But as you say, he's got some decent levels on his different. Not he didn't level up, but he's got some decent skills on his Soros and everything. The team is looking good. It just needs more.
Yes. He has some good levels, but he has some crippling stat busts too. You take the good with the bad, I guess. But he does have this insane skink, which I'm sure will carry everything for him.
He's got 3 guards, pretty good. He's got 1 kilo with tackle. He's got 1 break tackle and wrestle. That's a damn good Saurus. Don't forget about that one. He's a pain. And he's got 1 with grab for easier one turning. It's the team is looking decent. Yeah, he's got 2 movement bust and Sauruses. I can live with that.
Yes.
I would be able to live with that because it's a movement bust. The nickel is a bit rougher, but not that much because he's still AV9.
But, you know, Claw doesn't care about that.
True.
I mean, did you perm him with Claw, or was that, you know, naked, you know, no kill skills block?
I am actually unsure. I think it was a claw block.
Probably.
I'm not completely. I can't remember. So much have happened. I played him a few days back, so
yeah.
Loads of things has happened. I said I am planning my wedding at the moment. I'm getting married here start June, so I have so many things to do.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Excited.
That's also why I actually already reached out to Missa because I'm playing him that week where I'm getting married, and I have very limited time there.
Yeah, I can get that. Good thing you're reaching out already. Very nice, very nice. Some facts about your co-players in the div there.
And also, next team, my opponent for this week, Orcs.
Interesting. 2 pending levels got them.
Yeah, and a Black Orc, MNG.
Oh no, that's going to be rough against a team like yours because strength advantage is one of the few things he has going for him, doesn't he?
Oh, he basically almost don't have a strength advantage because I got more guard.
Yeah.
I got 2 strength 4 and a low strength 3, and ooh, that nickel 103 SPP Blitzer.
Oh,
I'm coming for Bobbit. Oh yeah.
So yeah, what do we think we'll see on these levels then? I'm guessing this is a normal on Furiosa because a double would probably be dodge.
Right? Yeah, double would be dodge.
Kickoff return.
I hit kickoff return or fend.
Yep. Kickoff return is great because it's an MA4 carrier, which is just god awful.
MA5, but yeah, it's Orcs really need kickoff return. It's so good on the thrower.
Yep. I mean, many Orc coaches just carry on a Blitzer because they can't stand the MA5. Kickoff return helps with that. And then a lineman. Once again a normal because I'm 100% sure he would take guard on a double.
Block.
Yes, that should be block. It should be block.
Block and put him on line.
Maybe dirty player. There's a case to be made for dirty player.
Well, yes, there is a case to be made, but not for the next match.
Yeah.
He's missing lineman. He's missing because then we have to put the dirty player on the line. He's got 10 people for the next match to see you get another lineman. So I would say block would be the wiser choice here, and then hope for not the face, get 1 SPP for dirty player.
Some solid advice for your future opponents. Not sure why you're doing this, but I respect it.
Because I'm friendly, and because I want to have him. Well, if he picks dirty player, I'm just gonna foul it out for the first game. So I want him to put Black Ox on the line. I want to hurt him first.
Okay, some bloodlust here, ladies and gentlemen. Right, that's Essing Howlers for you. moving onwards, as we take a look at the Nagarite Night Stalkers Dark Elf team by FanFox. Let's take a look at his development in REBBL.net. There's his team. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Because he was a
No.
admin win.
I played him the first week, I think it was. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well,
And he's got.
Good thing you did.
He's had some changes in.
Yeah.
And this is a damn good looking Dark Elf team.
There's so much guard.
Yes.
There's so much guard.
85 dodge guard linemen. 3 guard linemen is insane. A guard blitzer is good. He's got some good witches. I like that he went wrestle on one and he went to block mighty blow tackle on the other one.
I agree with that. I really think that elves need a sacker. So you have one witch that is basically your blitzer / surfer, and one that is your sacker. I like that.
Yeah, well, he doesn't need a sacker. He also got the lineman as a wrestle dodge sacker.
Yeah, seems more like a an LOS piece more than anything.
Yeah, well, I actually would use that more for a sacker because he's more expendable than a witch.
It's true, slower.
Well, you might be slower, but you're not using mostly not using all your movement to get into the cage. So 6 or 7 doesn't matter often.
You'd be surprised.
At times it does.
Because...
Yeah, I know. But again, also if you go in with the witch and you're unlucky, you're gonna get into an even worse situation with frenzy.
That is very true. That is very true. So get that witch, probably I don't know, strip ball or tackle next, and then then she starts becoming your next big sacker.
Exactly.
We'll see. Heavy Hitters version 2.0 at 1900 team value. That's somewhat of an increase. Quite high above the rest. Let's take a look at his development. He got a level on Skullrid. Stand firm. Cool.
Stand firm on the long beard.
Yep, pretty standard there.
Yep. And well, also you say 1900. You say 150 of those are in strength up.
It really is. He actually already played his game, and in his game from last week, he got his runner niggled. So the crazy runner, Vardal, has now a niggle on him. Of all the perms, I think a niggle is probably the best on him, because you don't really want him to get hit anyways, but a niggle is unfortunate, especially against stuff like wizards.
Yeah. But still, it's good looking dwarf team.
Insane looking dwarf team.
Yeah, lots of guards.
3 strength.
Lots of strength up. 3 strength up.
Insane runner.
Action plus movement on the runner is insane. Fend on the runner is also good. Yeah, just need a bit more stand firm, and he's on Longbeards, and he's really good to go.
Yep, maybe get some levels on the Troll Slayer.
Yeah. Levels on the other Troll Slayer.
Right, and as we come to your team, which has a hidden level, but that's alright, because you can tell us what you got.
Well, I am actually undecided. I am actually thinking about guard.
Okay, yeah.
Because that's my killer Bull Centaur, but I don't want to go piling on.
Yeah.
I'm not a Robbie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not that mean. But I've been thinking because it will either be guard or stand firm, quite likely.
Could maybe be, I don't know, Juggernaut, so you're not base and you can dodge out again, but then again you have break tackle.
Yeah, he has break tackle. I'm actually aiming for Juggernaut and stand firm on the other one. The frenzy one.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I understand.
And also, being at the moment I only have 4 guards, I could use another one.
Yeah,
basically. And I also want to use them more because of their strength, and with guard he could be still AV9, and with thick skull he could also be more up in your face.
It's true. It's absolutely true. So
and a break tackle piece, well, you can dodge into fun places and have guard where they don't want you.
You're making a strong case for guard. Would agree.
Yeah.
But if you put him on the line and you want him to blitz someone, you probably have to go around some players, which means it's hard to blitz someone, and then you have to make a 2+ dodge too. So
That's a lot of fun things. But he's gonna get more levels. He's gonna get one more at least
it's true.
at
So
some point.
you have all the place in the world, and then you
And
get
well,
damage on one of your 2 developed hobgoblins.
yeah, well, I'm actually considering sacking him and buying a new.
Oh yeah, scared of the level and the bloat.
Somewhat, but I'm okay with him getting another one. But he's been eating up his MVPs at the times,
Oh.
so I'm considering, and I don't want that much SPP on my hobgoblins actually, because they're basically line fodder or fouling fodder.
Or your carrier in this case.
Yeah, the one of them, Rusumba Rosso that was damn lucky. I picked Sure Hands because I wanted one, and then I got Edgy up, and I just said, yeah, fits.
Yeah, that is pretty perfect actually.
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
So, as a 12 coaches, if you want to stat up, yeah, strength of course on one of those are nice, but an Edgy up on a Hobgoblin, and you're just gonna be golden for a while.
Yeah, it's pretty huge. Right.
So I don't like carrying the ball on my bull centaurs.
Because it's a strength
That's
4
why I
piece.
don't have a ball carrier. The strength 4-piece ball carrier is actually good, but
Yes.
they're actually 2, so you need to. It is still, if you take Sure Hands, it's 75%, but I still don't like it. I like to use them for different things instead.
Right. So,
but that's going to be fun versus Orcs this week with 3 Claw.
destruction will be abundant, I'm guessing, in that game.
Well, I just have to say in this last game, Tyra Tolstoy, the Claw Palmer, did 5 blocks, 5 armor breaks.
Oof.
Versus Lizards.
Yeah, that is pretty great. Quickly moving on to Hogwarts Exiles. This is the Underworld team, doing very well. 2nd place.
Yeah. Also, insane positionals.
Basically.
Goblins, not so much. They lost some goblins. And here we see the other role. We talked about one with block, claw, stand firm, and here you see the one with guard. I prefer this kind because Underworld are lacking guard.
Strength in general.
Yeah, well, they're basically... Guard is basically getting guard on Underworld besides the troll is so good.
So yeah, this team is looking good, although it did not really have any development. He got one of his goblins killed, but I doubt he cares at all. He can
As an Underworld, you don't care about goblins. You just need to get more.
Yep. So yeah, not too much more to say about this team. Looking great.
What else?
This poor team.
That MNG for next week.
Forget the MNG. His tree took his strength bust.
Yeah, that's not just an MNG, it's a strength bust. Oh, that's a rough one.
I know it's a block tree, but do you sack it?
Yes.
Yes, you sack that. You sack that, and maybe get a wizard instead, which will be infinitely more useful.
And his catcher is only an MNG, so that's lucky. And also that War Dance over there. Actually 3, that's rough.
Yeah, it happened a while ago though, like 2, 3
months. Yeah.
Still bad. But that's, his killer, so he doesn't really care as much about that. But still. Yeah. This team is in a rough position.
Yeah, he's getting banked a bit. Yeah, it's salvageable. It's awesome. He has money, he has good catchers, he's got few decent linemans, he's got a kicker. A lot of potential here.
There's potential.
He just needs to get over the roof. I haven't faced him yet.
unlucky for him. I'm sure he wishes that game was behind him already.
And the Necro with a level up.
Ah,
Breakneck Rampage.
Breakneck Rampage indeed. That's an MNG on the white, right? That is correct. Sack gets
And
base.
Niggle on the Ghoul.
Oh no. Oh no, the Ghoul Niggle. And the level 2. Let me take a look if
Yeah.
there's anything.
Well, that's rough, but I would still keep it till I get more on the other one.
He actually got a level on Carl Koss. He gets guard, which is pretty huge. His zombies are actually
Ooh.
quite decent.
Yeah.
With 2 of them guard, 1 of them block guard.
Also, this team is looking quite good.
This team is a great basis for the rest of the development. He just really needs stuff on his flesh golems primarily. Because right now they only have block, which is good,
Yeah.
but they
If you
really
do-
want guard.
Block guard flesh golems and you're golden. If they get more mighty blow, tackle, whatever you like.
Dodge.
But still also when you got 2 zombies with guard and 1 with block guard, that's really good.
Yep.
You don't want that much development on zombies normally, but guard and block,
And dirty play.
golden. Yeah, you need a dirty player.
At least 1.
Oh, at least 1.
At least.
Prefer more.
Yes,
But
exactly.
his wolves are looking damn good.
Oh yeah.
His whites are looking damn nice.
Except for the Agi one, which is a monstrosity. I still don't agree with it.
Oh, I do. That's a good backup. And also, I had, when I played Necro, I had an Agi4 guard blotch white.
How did that work out for you?
Well, he was useless at picking up the ball, but he got into places where people didn't want me to have guard.
It's true.
Picking up the ball, he failed 6 out of 6 one match.
Oh no.
Agi4.
Yeah. Alright, I'll give it to you. It's
And
not horrible.
also, Lord Voldemaus is living on.
Oh, it's true. Here he is. He's a gentleman. He lives on as a zombie. You can't sack that.
No. And also, 13 players, you will want that, because with 12 players you only got 4 zombies, and if you get 2 removed, you need to have to start putting positionals on your line, and then you're messed up.
Yep. So, the ghoul probably rolled normals. What do we expect to see there? Fend?
Yeah, Fend. Hands down Fend, I would do.
Kickoff return isn't that important with MA7, so it's probably going
No.
to be Fend.
Yeah, I would say for Necro team, kickoff return, you got most of your players are slower than your ghouls. So you don't need that much. And AV movement 7, you can easily get up the field. I would say kickoff return is good for slower players.
Yes. Very much so. That said, I bought a thrower off of the market this season. He has kickoff return instead of sure hands, and it makes me want to die. Because what psychopath puts kickoff return on an MA6 thrower on high elves? Something I'm sad about. Either way.
Oh, also good fun.
He did get block on the ghoul there, which is pretty nice. Get him into dodge. Although, well, I would have sort of expected Wrestle to get the to get maybe a sacker going. Could be something. To think
Again,
about.
he's got an Agi4 tackle white.
Yeah, but he's MA6 with no dodge. So he's really ideal as a sacker.
Yeah, he is. Get dodge him in next level and sack away.
Well, say he has dodge, right? It's still a sacker with block instead of wrestle and MA6.
True, but it's better than nothing at the moment.
Exactly, but
he's still you say block. He's also still have tackle.
Well,
but yeah, I would also have gotten wrestle on that duel instead.
Very well. At least we are in agreement.
Necromantic needs a sacker.
It does. It really. I think it does. Only falls in Hobgoblins. Yet another Chorf team.
The
Let's take a
Salmon.
look at how they did. They got an Agi bust on their strength. 4. 3 player.
Yeah.
What a monstrosity in general.
Yeah. Strength 4. Well, sadly, the strength doesn't help him with fouling better, so.
Yeah, but I doubt you'll ever foul with that guy. Or am I crazy? You're fouling with 110k piece.
Well, he's either fouling with a 60, 80, or 110k. Yeah.
So,
You decide.
this is like, man, I honestly feel like that strength piece is sackable. Because, yeah, it's strength 4,
Yeah.
but it's Agi 2 and it's a dirty player. So you're paying 110k for a Hobgoblin with strength 4 and an Agi, but it's just bad, man. Like,
Yeah.
get rid of it, and then suddenly you're down to 1680, and maybe you're not giving away like 200,000 in inducement each game. It's just that easy.
And also, his killer is. Oh, that plus strength on the killer.
Oh, it's
Damn.
huge. Would you
That's
go
insane.
piling on it?
Yes.
You're fine with having your strength 4 lying on the ground?
You don't need to use piling on every time. There are times for piling on, there are times to not piling on. Just because we're Choff, we don't need to be Orabi, all of us.
You know, those are some brave words. I'm sure some other Chorf coaches would have to have a word with you.
Well, we Choff coaches say Orabi is our Lord and Savior, but we don't all follow him blindly.
Smart, it's smart. So yeah, other than that, he did get a level on Ball Racker, Brain Breaker. He gets Wrestle with that 30 player. It's
Yeah.
pretty standard to get on 30 players.
Yeah, and also here you see actually what I talked about earlier. He's got so much SPP on Hobgoblins.
Yeah.
Compared to others, and that's also joining him in the bloat. He's got.
He's
like,
got
110k just in skills up on Hobgoblins.
Yeah. That's pretty crazy, actually. It's not great, is it? So, if
it's not perfect.
If he sacks the strength 4, maybe gets rid of the wrestle, suddenly you've cut down costs by like 130. Like,
well, basically, that wrestle Hobgoblin is worth 2 naked Hobgoblins, and at the moment he's gonna have to put something with skills on a line, Chorf or Hobgoblin.
And that's just not great. That's just not great. But yeah, that's up to him.
Not for the cat. Skaven. Played by Heston05.
That's right. Wait, did he just get that MA up? Now I'm curious. Hold up. Not for the cat. No, he only got a level on Kinij. He got strength. What's up with lineman getting strength?
That's insane.
Like, time for him to get dirty player next, I guess. So strength is interesting.
I would have considered
guard. I was about to say the same thing. Like, strength, I don't know about that, honestly, because you have like strength, you have 100k on an MA7 AV7 Agi 3 piece. So this guy is likely to get hurt, and his only skill is strength. And I predict this guy is going to be dead soon.
But if you take a look at this team, it's a decent team in development. His Storm Vermins are lacking. They're both 1 cast away. But he's got Claw on that Storm Vermin. It's going to be a beast because he's got the double. The other Storm Vermin's got Guard. It's going to be helpful. His Scuttle Runners are looking very decent, but they are not perfect. It's
I mean,
a few more skills all around. He's gonna have some really good team, actually.
I agree. sprint on this M810 gutter runner is gonna make him pretty crazy. Except that at the same time, it's a weird player to have as a one turner, right? Because he's also your sacker.
Yeah, well, still, I would say, Guardian Gary's probably better Saka with Dauntless, Two Heads, and
Yeah,
Wrestle.
I can sort of agree. Um, but yeah, like this team has like three sackers, which is like confusing me. But yeah, that MA10 is really huge, especially if you get to sprint. I'm still confused about the thrower. Like, I guess the Skaven throwing game is a thing, although it's not great.
It's not great, but it's good for ball carry for the start, and, well, throw can be decent, but he's only AB6.
Hmm.
He's gonna die at some point.
He probably is, and he has no defensive skills whatsoever. Yeah, it's an interesting team, honestly. I'm excited to see where this leads to. I'm a high elf coach, so I do love seeing the passing thrower there, even though I'm not sure if it's ideal. Don't let me stop you though.
That's, well, not ideal, but I like that also people are not just going into the same thing for every team.
Yeah,
They try some different things, have some,
I agree. I agree. I can get behind that. I like that.
and it also have to make people think a bit different when they face something that's not completely cookie cutter.
It's true. It's true. So it's not actually that bad. Shall we take a look at the last team for today, Horror All Stars?
The Demiurge Horror All Stars.
That's right, Demir. This was an admin one, so there's nothing to say.
No,
All
well,
right.
I can say one thing about it. Frankfurter, that flesh golem is gonna be a beast.
Oh yeah. At some point, I mean, it's already a beast, but it's going to be an even bigger beast as soon as he gets like guard.
And I would consider sacking that werewolf.
Yes, I would absolutely agree actually, because you have the money to replace him. Get rid of him.
And I like that sacking ghoul. You just need wrestle.
I am a fan of it, except that I'm not, because it has shadowing and block.
I'm a fan of shattering, mate, because it's fun.
Man, it's hilarious, but it's not good, is
Hey,
it?
if you diss shattering, I just have to say our world champion, Ornan, won the world champion with a shattering.
Wait, he did?
He has shattering on a player. Yeah.
Well, okay, I guess I'm bad then. Very well. Let's take a look at next week's schedule and make predictions. Shall we?
Yeah.
First, we have Horror All Stars versus Not for the Cat.
That's gonna be a rough one.
I think you might be correct. Not for the Cat, they have some really good things going for them, and even though I like sort of the direction where Horror All Stars is going, it's not yet at the level where it's a good competitive team.
They are basically both in that in that division, but I think I'll give the edge to the Skaven because Skavens just start out as a better team.
Yes, but well, the Skaven also have a bunch of development. I mean, look at that almost one turner. Look at the thrower. The blitzers are sort of in a rough spot, but then again, the gutter runners sort of make up for it.
Yeah, exactly. But
So
then again, Horror All Stars with both whites being with tackle and mighty blow might be able to remove a lot of them.
well, no, only one as tackle.
Only one is yeah, but both mighty blow, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I agree. There's a chance that the horror all stars just go buck wild and kill the entire Skaven team, but I think the Skaven take this.
I'm edging to Skaven, but I could see a draw.
Yeah, it's possible, but we never hope for it, do we?
No.
Draws are boring. Onwards to Eldritch Ambrosia Runners versus Breakneck Rampage. Underworld versus Necro. Once again, the Necro are missing their Agi 4, which is one of their better players, which
Yeah,
and not only that, they're also missing their large carrier, which is huge, right? Um,
it's really, really huge. And Elder Ambrosia is the one with the big hand goblin, and they got some really good teams,
yep,
really good players, and they have been playing well. You can't deny them that.
absolutely. I
Uh,
mean,
both our underworld teams have been playing really well.
it's true. Uh, the underworld, they have the Agi4 goblin, they have the big hand goblin, they have this pretty insane troll, they have a great killer, they have an insane carrier. Like the 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 Necro don't really have the tools to deal with that. I mean, yes, they have the strength 5, no, strength 4 wolf with mighty blow, which is gonna be great, but there's nothing really there to support it. The rest of the team is kind of decent, especially with
Yeah,
those MNGs being away. You don't. The only, player on the Necro which you go at and you go, wow, that's great, is the Wolf. Whilst
yeah,
on the Underworld, you have like this team is actually insane.
yeah. And I also have to say, well, it depends on how many goblins they're gonna remove from the start.
Yes.
That always comes down to it with underworld. If your opponents attack and they're removing a few goblins at the start, and you suddenly start losing too many players, you're down.
Yep.
But as a necromantic team, you're in a bad stuff when an underworld team has more claw mighty blow than you do.
Yep. That basically sums it all up. I mean, I don't really see the Underworld losing this. There's a chance, of course, but I have my money on the Underworld.
Same here.
Nice. 4 stunt
Two
dwarf.
thin coats versus four stun dwarf technique.
That's right. Uh, well, you kind of have to give this to the Dark Elves, don't you? Like automatically, almost. Just because the Wood Elves, they're down their tree, and they have a bunch of decent players, but their few decent players are like permed in one way or the other.
Yeah,
The one thing,
they
just quickly, the one thing is that the Dark Elves don't have Sure Hands, the Wood Elves have Strip Ball. That's huge, right? Because the Wood Elves, they have the Strip Ball, Tackle, War Dancer, and the Dark Elves, they don't have a carrier with Sure Hands, which means that it's just like a 3 plus, like 3 plus if it's a 1 die to get the ball off, and then the Wood Elves also have the Agi 5 Sure Hands, Dodge to retrieve.
yeah, and they're playing in the Wood Elves stadium, who has a Wizard stadium.
Ah, now that makes things even more complicated, doesn't it?
I actually give the edge to the Wood Elves also because they're gonna get some inducements.
It's true. So actually, all in all, the Wood Elves are in a good position, but well, I mean the Dark Elves, they have that Witch. They could start just like massacring Wood Elves, right?
Yeah, but I still think I'll give the edge to the Wood Elves if they use their inducements right, and I think I'll give the edge to them with no sure hands on the Dark Elves. I give it to the Wood Elves.
I think the Wood Elves have both more sacking potential and more retrieval potential, which is I think what wins this game. So I agree. Then Hogwarts Exiles versus Madamundi's Heirs. We see the Lizardmen, who have their one Saurus MNG, which is huge, facing off against the crazy Underworld. I think this goes to the Underworld because the Saurus is MNG'd and Chris Wilfi is just like taking this away basically. I mean,
I actually think this will be the match of the round.
the one?
It will be a match of the round to watch out for because I think this could go both ways. I've played against them both. They are damn good coaches. Don't underestimate any of them.
Yes.
And yes, Lizards is missing one of the good lizards, but they still got two mighty blow. If the Croxigore is doing the same thing he did versus me, he's going to do bad things to those underworld. And he's got that break, tackle, wrestle Saurus.
Yes. I mean, it's all true. But then you look at the underworld. They have a claw blitzer to open some lizardman cans, and then there's the troll with mighty blow block. No, mighty blow block claw, right? So the troll might in and of itself do a bunch of work. The blitzer might do a bunch of work on these lizards, and then you take a look at the lizards. Yeah, they have this insane sking, but it doesn't have sure hands. And guess what the underworld have? They have a 2 heads strip ball goblin, right? So
Yeah,
the sack
I would
isn't going
say
to
on
be
paper,
great, but
on paper, it's going. It looks for Underworld's way, but I think this is very very even. It could go both ways, in my opinion.
yeah.
I'm gonna watch this game. I have to say that I'm gonna find out when they're playing. I'm gonna watch it.
You know what? I think I'm gonna do the same. If not, I'm gonna watch the replays because I think this might be really interesting.
Yeah.
Right.
Last game,
Asking
me versus Orcs.
Oh, that's right. This is gonna be awkward because I have to say that you're likely to win, basically.
Problem is, if you look on paper, my team is looking insane.
It is.
I'm calling myself a decent coach. I'm not calling myself a good coach, and I'm making some dumb mistakes, and I've done that in the last few games. And if I do this again, I'm gonna be fucked up.
Yeah.
That's basically it. But yeah, I'm still giving it to me. I have to vote for myself.
Of course, you always do. I would do the same.
And
but
yeah.
there's a universe, right? So, even though you have a bunch of claw, you have a bunch of claw mighty blow, you have a bunch of mighty blow, like your team is pretty fit to deal with this AV9. You also have to remember that these orcs are probably gonna get a wizard, and they have Agi 5 for recovery, multiple Agi for recovery. So there's a universe where you don't kill orcs because claw is fake, and they just wizard you, and then they retrieve, and then you lost. I think it's still in your favor, but there is a universe where you don't.
Well, he has to. He has to scum a bit to get a wizard, but yeah, he can.
Does he? Don't you have 1680 TV and he has 1510?
Yeah, but he only has 10 players, so he's gonna use 50 TV for a line orc.
That's fair. Yeah, so he might scum it. I mean, he has 120k, and he's also missing a black orc. So you're basically out strengthening him because of your guard. You're out damaging him because you have a bunch of claw. I mean, I think it's in your favor.
Yeah. I also say it's my favor. I should take that one. I should. But again, it's a dice game. We know all what can happen.
Exactly correct. And because, there's 2 people or 4 people technically have already played their games, that's all we have in terms of predictions. That's the end of the recap. That was actually a little longer than I expected. 1 hour. We have to talk quicker, I guess. So yeah, thank you very much, Eldar, for joining me today. Perhaps you'll have the opportunity to join me another time too.
Well, I will happily join, but I'm also giving out the vote to the rest of the division. Get in touch with Gunnerside. It would be fun to listen to voices from more of you and your ideas about things.
I absolutely agree. I mean, Hammerset probably won't be able to make every single recap, so I'll, go around talking to you guys.
And don't worry, I'll punish him for not being here because he's in my clan, and I'm gonna bust him for this.
It sounds
again
good.
And thank you for having me.
Oh, it was my pleasure. It was great that I have someone, so this recap isn't coming out on like a Monday or something. Right. So as we close this off, I hope to see you guys next week. See you later.